Dina Nayeri, The Ungrateful Refugee. Step into the world of Dina Nayeri as she shares her personal experiences in The Ungrateful Refugee. Born in Iran, she faced harassment and threats due to her mother's conversion to Christianity. Follow her journey as she escapes her country, learns to adapt to life in the United States, and tries to make sense of the concept of home. In this book summary, uncover the struggles of modern-day refugees, their pursuit of self-preservation, compassion, and dignity, as well as the irony of host nations' attitudes towards them. Witness the poignant stories of hope, disappointment, and resilience as refugees navigate through uncharted territories.
The Three Miracles. Dina Nayeri's memoir, The Ungrateful Refugee, depicts her family's harrowing escape from Iran after her mother's conversion to Christianity. A respected doctor and dentist, her parents faced harassment and threats for leaving Islam. Teachers and students taunted Nayeri for not being Muslim. Facing imprisonment for defying orders to spy on her fellow Christians, her mother fled the country, taking her children and leaving her husband behind. The three miracles allowed them to escape Iran and seek asylum elsewhere. A father's friend smuggled them out of the country, a patient of her father provided passports, and a relative agreed to sponsor them for tourist visas in Dubai. Nayeri's memoir invites readers to cultivate greater empathy for the millions of people across the globe escaping violence, poverty, and bigotry. She also invites readers to recognize the humbling limitations of true hospitality within a world that often denies it. Pursuing the American Dream. Dina Nayeri and her brother arrived in the United States as Iranian refugees in 1989. They were amazed by the American lifestyle but puzzled by the constant reminders of how lucky they were to be there. Nayeri's mother found a job in a pharmaceutical factory and remarried, while Nayeri pursued her own dream of studying at Harvard. She joined Taekwondo to enhance her college applications and won the championship, but then quit abruptly to avoid following in her mother's footsteps of gaining education but never getting ahead. Nayeri managed to get 2 master's degrees in public health, but assimilation was a struggle. Although Americans considered themselves superior, in Nayeri's opinion, their standards weren't particularly high. Overall, Nayeri's story of coming to America and chasing the American dream sheds light on the hardships and sacrifices that refugees and immigrants have to go through to succeed in a foreign land. The Refugee's Insight. In her book, Nayeri reflects on her experience as a refugee living in the former Hotel Barba near Rome and how it shaped her understanding of identity. Despite her belief that meritocracy would guarantee her success in America, it took her years to come to terms with her own value. During her stay at the hotel, Nayeri observed people from different walks of life, prompting her to question the assumptions she held about their backgrounds. She realized that being a refugee involved waiting, which could sometimes lead to apathy. Through her reflections, Nayeri provides a moving insight into the struggles of refugees and how it affects their sense of self. Giving refugees back their dignity. Paul Hutchings founded Refugee Support, an organization that gives refugees points to shop for what they need instead of handing out the same provisions to everyone, restoring their sense of dignity. The founder found that refugees make sensible choices and want to be treated like paying customers, so they reserve the right to complain. On the other hand, author Dina Nayeri worries that aid for refugees strips away their dignity and self-respect in exchange for help. Instead, they should not be idle and should work on learning languages and other essential skills to improve their chances of getting asylum. Nayeri also worries that even after finding refuge, many host nations will not accept refugees. The Plight of Young Refugees. Dina Nayeri's book, The Ungrateful Refugee, highlights the challenges faced by young men seeking asylum in Western countries. As a Christian Iranian asylum seeker, Nayeri understood firsthand the challenges of obtaining asylum without proper documentation. She witnessed the experiences of refugees like Kamais Rustei who died while waiting for Dutch citizenship. Nayeri wondered what might have been if these young men were given opportunities to showcase their talents and energy. With assistance from Ahmed Puri, Nayeri discovered the value of crafting a compelling story that resonates with asylum officers. Nayeri argues that the asylum system is designed to humiliate Eastern people, punishing them for past trauma and persecution by denying them a normal life. The importance of education and self-reliance in overcoming vulnerability. The author, Dina Nayeri, reflects on her experience as a refugee and the struggles faced by women without status. She highlights that without education, these women are often forced into vulnerable positions such as sex work or domestic work for mere survival. Nayeri emphasizes the importance of self-reliance, but also recognizes the shame and stigma attached to being rescued. Her mother instilled in her the significance of education, which she believes is the most important thing a woman can do to overcome vulnerability. When her father sought her help in getting her half-sister out of Iran, Nayeri advised him to focus on her education to enable her to secure a future. Through her experience, Nayeri concludes that being rescued should not be a source of shame, and education and self-reliance are essential for women to maintain their independence and overcome vulnerability. The Process of Assimilation. Author Dina Nayeri shares her struggle to understand assimilation for immigrants through her own experiences. While advising an asylum seeker and her daughter in the United Kingdom, Nayeri found herself frustrated with their lack of effort to assimilate. However, an aid worker reminded her that it takes time and patience for newcomers to adjust to a new country and culture. Assimilation, Nayeri believes, is a process that requires time and understanding. It's like learning a new language, which involves dealing with embarrassment and making mistakes until one is fluent. Meaningful assimilation requires reciprocation, which means that people are constantly changing and assimilating to each other. In Nayeri's view, it is important to first provide rescue for asylum seekers and then allow them the time to understand themselves in their new situation. Eventually, assimilation happens as people strive to love and be loved. The Plight of Refugees. The world has over 68 million displaced people, yet only a fraction seek asylum in wealthy countries like the EU, where over half are rejected. In The Ungrateful Refugee, author Dina Nayeri urges host nations to welcome refugees and for refugee children to contribute to their communities without forgetting their heritage. Through her own experiences, Nayeri highlights the yearning to return to one's past and culture, and the impossibility of doing so. Ultimately, everyone must come to terms with the fact that home is in the past, and the future is an unknown land.
Dina Nayeri's The Ungrateful Refugee takes you on an unforgettable journey of a woman's escape from her homeland, her relentless quest for self-actualization, and the plight faced by so many refugees. Dina's story highlights the importance of preserving the dignity of those seeking refuge, and her interaction with various asylum seekers prompts reflection on how we respond to their stories. As we reflect on our shared humanity, this book urges us to reconsider assimilation and reevaluate what it means for these displaced individuals to truly belong. In learning from refugees' experiences, we come closer to understanding the complexity of their struggles and the importance of compassion in overcoming them.